Hello, and welcome to the X4 Configurator Interface video guide. We're here today to share with you our newest innovation in our line of VX router technology. The X4 Configurator runs on Linux and Windows platforms. Our interface allows you to connect various sources and destinations, as well as make administrative changes for macros, stations, groups, and routers. We will also demonstrate how to view control server messages, save settings, and run tests. The Connections page allows you to view connections, make connections, and break connections. Source stations can be viewed on the right-hand side of the screen, while destination stations are viewed on the left-hand side of the screen. These settings can be changed to meet your preferences. To make a connection, we will select PC01 and the source will become highlighted. You can make the connection to a destination by selecting the desired destination. You will know that the connection is made when the X becomes the same color as the source and when the name of the source appears next to the destination. To break a connection, click the X. When two destinations are connected to one source, the first connection made will receive control of the keyboard and mouse. This is noted by the mouse icon on the right of the connection. To take control of the keyboard and mouse on a different connection, right-click the mouse and select Take Mouse. We will now move on to explore the administrator functions available. From the administrator page, you have options to edit macros, stations, groups, and routers. We will begin with the Stations tab. Stations are descriptions of signal sources or display devices that should be treated as a single entity. A computer is an example of a source station, and the monitors, keyboard, and mouse at a user's desk is one example of a destination station. For example, a computer can have multiple video outputs that will most often be connected to multiple monitors at the user's desk. So in this case, we could say that the source station has two or more ports. Similarly, a destination station might have multiple heads or monitors, and each monitor will be connected through its extender to output ports on the switch. Furthermore, some stations may need to be protected from accidental or malicious connections and disconnections by unauthorized users. To facilitate this, each station has one or more fields used to specify which groups or collections of users can see and control that station. From the Stations tab, you are able to edit source name, destination name, ports, category, color, and which station is viewable to groups. You can also select the destination side of your layout. You can also add or delete columns. The VX family of switches uses .csv formatted spreadsheet files as configuration files. Since the files can be created and modified with a spreadsheet, the interface is designed to mirror the experience of editing on a spreadsheet. You can edit each line item by clicking within the cell to type the change. In fields where there are a restricted number of choices, a pop-up menu will appear with available choices for the cell. By selecting this spreadsheet file, you can make and save any changes needed, and they will automatically update to the web interface. These files are available for groups, routers, and macros as well. We will now move on to the Groups tab on our Administrations page. Groups are used to restrict access to stations and macros. Depending on your desired configuration, you can choose whether or not you want users to log in. The admin account can access any page, macro, or stations. Other collections of users or groups can be defined that have their access rights strictly limited to specific assets. You can change the start page for all users, as well as pages available to all users. You can also change and add usernames, passwords, and which users are part of selected groups. This is also the platform to designate IP addresses for touch panels. The Router tab allows you to change the router name, type, and address. We will now explore the Macros function. This allows you to create sequences of events. You can create a macro from history by clicking on the Macros page at the top of the web interface. You can select which functions you would like to be included in the macro, create a name, and then save the macro. Immediately upon save, you will be able to view and run the recently created macro. To edit an existing macro, click on the Admin page, then Macro tab. From here, you can select the desired macro from the drop-down menu and edit or delete as needed. You can also view a log of logins, operations, connections, errors, and system updates. The Test tab allows you to test the port connections of a VX router. From the routers drop-down list, select the routers you want to test. Choose from the Select a Test drop-down menu, 1-to-1, 2-to-2, etc. Broadcast chosen source to all, cycle through sources, cycle through destinations. Snapshots are recorded and executed from the Snapshot tab of the Admin page. Snapshots are a way of recording and saving the connections of every single port on one or more routers, including whether or not they are connected at all. When a snapshot is played back or executed, every port that will be reset to the connections that were present when the snapshot was recorded. Thank you for viewing this brief overview of our X4 configurator.